haven't done a video in a while. I follow up here this time of year, right after Memorial Day. Got some time off, so I'll walk around the garden and show what's going on here. Got pretty much, this is the leftover from what got hit in the freeze of last year. Really not much. The very smaller plants are obviously freshly planted. Got plenty of peppers going on here. Got the shades up. More pepper plants here. I don't know if you can see them, but we got some sprouts going on there. Things are looking pretty good. Pot out here with some more tomatoes. And we had put this together the other day, just taking some old scrap wood, busted up pallets, some stakes and tree stakes along with it. Kind of threw it together, torched it up a little bit. Looks pretty good. Doesn't have to look perfect, just perfect enough to do the job, I guess. Walking around here, shades, more tomatoes. Not sure if you can, yeah, you probably see that. Got plenty of sprouts going on. We're gonna have a ton of tomatoes coming off this thing. It's looking really good. Some more peppers. Got some flowers growing on there. More peppers the merrier as far as we're concerned. Things are looking overall pretty good for this time of year. It's been pretty hot. This little guy here, he's quite the moose. Nice and braced up. He ain't going anywhere. Might have to brace him up again just to keep him from getting beat up by the wind. He's a good, I'd say 5 feet tall. Still doing pretty good though. And of course these are still the original peppers, just got trimmed down a little bit. These are looking good. Got some sprouts going on here. These would be the brain strains. And of course more and more peppers. These should be the Habaneros. And over here is the Reaper pit. All in all, things are looking pretty well. Got more sprouts going on right there. Should have a bunch of peppers coming out and even more tomatoes. Got, when I finished up this whole little waterfall action here, back up, got a little Canadian water wheel there. Don't mean to offend anybody from Canada, but with them square wheels, everything I know about Canada I learned from South Park. Anyways, so basically our little power station here is getting run by the 600 watt solar panels that are sitting at the top. 100 watts each, 5 amps plus, all going in parallel. Runs into this external combiner box. Got the 3 going in, which is a total of 6 panels, all parallel, coming in. Got your main breaker there. And 10 amp circuits. Probably pushing a little bit over it, but it never trips them, so it's been pretty good there. And coming over here, got a Renogy Rover Li. It's for the lithium ion, I assume. It's 100 amp. This has actually been the 3rd one I've gotten. 2 other ones were replacements from Renogy themselves. And down there I got 1,000, or actually 1,500 watt power inverter. And then my two Battleborn batteries. They're in parallel, doing 200 amp hours combined, and they're working out pretty well. But for now, I'm just using it to run the solar, or run the pump for the pond. And on occasion, I'll come out here and use it up on the workbench for doing some cuts with the saws, drills, you name it. It'll pretty much handle anything I throw at it, except the table saw. It's not able to handle that. But it's kind of a fun project. You know, with time on your hands and a bunch of wood, you know, might as well make something out of it. That runs 24/7. You can run it actually 2 days without any sun. After that, I'll have to shut it down and let the batteries charge back up. But for now, it's at least for what it's doing, it works really well. And as a workhorse for putting power to the workstation, it's really helping out a lot, because it doesn't cost me anything to run the saws, the drills, or anything like that. So that's working out really well for us. And way over here, these were my original runs at doing solar. This is probably about 20-25 years ago, maybe 30 years ago, I don't know. Got these just basically running that little pond over there. But when I first started out doing solar, it was more frustration than anything else. I could charge up the battery, and back then these were car batteries. I could charge the battery, or I could run the pump, but I couldn't do both. And at the time, these things were pretty pricey, so I kind of abandoned it a long time ago, and then moved on up recently to these with the lithium-ion batteries. LiPro 4 is what they're called, and they got like a 10-year warranty on them, and you can actually use 100% of the capacity versus doing a sealed lead acid or an AGM battery. You don't have the off gas, so you don't have to worry about things exploding on you. So it's, you know, for what it's worth, it does a fantastic job. Really very pleased with it. I plan on expanding it. Eventually you'll see solar panels on each one of the beds. Just cover that up, and then at that point we're kind of leaning towards maybe doing a climate controlled gazebo or greenhouse, and that'll be nice, because then we can plant anything we want pretty much year round, not have to worry about any of the weather outside. And I should be able to run it as is with like a 4-in-1 AC unit when it does heat and cooling, but I want to get a little more capacity in here before I take it that level. So that's a work in progress, and it's not going to be a project I plan on doing this year. I do plan on putting some covers on the beds, probably either OSB board or concrete board. Get those covered up and geared up for winter, because what we did was, with the solar panels going up top, I don't want to have to keep going up there and messing with them. Eventually something breaking at some point in time. So it's the project for this year, and that's about as far as projects go. Nothing else planned for this year with everything the way things are going. And of course the veggie pod. Got some, we got some herbs going on here. It's still working out pretty well. I mean, it's great for like the fall, winter, and spring. We can do lettuce and that type of thing. It doesn't really, we haven't found a use for it in the summer, basically. It just gets too hot in this thing. And I kind of expected that, but, you know, if anyone's going to figure it out, it'll be us. So Once again, the water is underneath, and the roots go down, sip into that water, and just kind of keep things topped off and running that way. But that's pretty much it as far as that goes. Got my workbench going on there, and maybe I might be able to do something with this sink, outside sink here. Thinking maybe taking this board here and kind of making it up with that. Maybe put some sturdy legs on it, and then have it kind of match the wood out here with a Shushugi bond. Just kind of blend things in a little bit. But other than that, and there's talk about maybe removing some of these trees. They don't produce that much, and they ain't doing much for us. Something worth thinking about. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Have a good one.